Debate on the 2021 budget entered day 2 on Wednesday. The road sector was the first area of focus for debate. Ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee, Governance Kwame Agboja, described government's flagship Sino-Hydro road projects as a monumental failure.
I think the government policy, budget policy on road, aviation, railway is nothing but slogans. Nothing new is in this. Many of the targets have been missed. Sino-Hydro is a total failure because the contractor hasn't turned up on many of the sites. Of course, read it. Accra Inner City Road, mobilizing after 2 years. Kumasi Inner City, mobilizing after 2 years. When the contract is supposed to end 31st December 2020, it's a total failure. So, I mean, and to end it, I am saying, Motor Angels, you do not have a valid contract with the government of Ghana. Ministry of Road and Highways, go back and start a new bidding process. The contract you have is not fit for purpose, and we shall not support it until you do the right thing.
Earlier, the Voter Caucus presented a statement on the floor of the House on the circulation of bigoted textbooks that cast the voter region in bad slur. MP for Elembele Amabua zeroed in on attempts to demonize Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in new history textbooks that are circulating.
We have a program, people start shifting blames. Now, we should blame NACA, we should blame the publisher. Who is NACA responsible to? Isn't that the Ministry of Education? Who is the Ministry of Education responsible to? Isn't that a government led by President Akufo-Addo? This government must take full responsibility for the mess that has been created, not only in our schools, for the bigotry, but the attempt to demonize Osajifo. This thing Ghanaians must speak out. Enough is enough.
But Vice Chairman of the Education Committee and former Director General of the National Council for Curriculum Assessment, NACA, Dr. Prince Amido Ama, indicated that the outfit needs enforcement powers to be able to deliver on its mandate.
Given the circumstances, Parliament consider a legislative instrument to address this lacuna by empowering NACA in terms of that enforcement to ensure that somebody does not, sit in their bedroom somewhere and write books and go and sell. And as it is now, that is what it is. And these publishers are very powerful people. They are influential, and you cannot just go and say you are going to collect their books and burn them, because when you do that, they will come after you. They took on a whole government. They took on, you haven't forgotten the Macmillan case in 2015. They took on the whole government. They are very powerful people that the NACA cannot just get up and say, you haven't brought your book, I am going to confiscate and throw them away or something. They can't do that. So I think that it's an opportunity for us to legislate, and I will be pushing together with my colleagues in Parliament, particularly those in the Education Committee.
The Women Caucus in the House marked International Women's Day with a statement on the floor.
Now more than ever, women must be encouraged to take a front seat in the fight against the pandemic. The evidence suggests that in parts of the world where women shown decisive leadership, significant headway have been made towards overcoming the pandemic. In that regard, and in commemorating of the International Women's Day, I urge all women leaders in the House and beyond to step up to the plate and lead the charge in our various corners to ensure that Ghana succeeds in our battle against the deadly coronavirus disease.
As we celebrate Women's Day, perhaps Parliament needs to also look once again at the option of childcare facilities for mothers who would have to come into work on weekends, who would have to stay and work late, so that we as female MPs can be as productive as the men are, because we don't have to constantly worry about going back home to look after the children and the households. Mr. Speaker, charity begins at home, and perhaps Parliament can set an example for the other ministries, departments, and agencies and other institutions by setting the pace with regards to how we create more flexible hours for women to be optimally efficient and still be able to manage their home affairs.